going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort, and China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Metaverse just keeps going higher because it's real. I mean, I saw it. I think we're all going to be in it. We're all going to have fun with it, but it's really a manufacturing situation. A company can eliminate about a third of its costs using the metaverse. I was watching BMW and how they're using the metaverse, or in this case, the omniverse. That's what we have to think of it as. We have to think of it as an industrial play, not as just a fun play.
Talked about, I think, creates tailwinds for the crypto industry is global inflation. Here at home in the United States, you're seeing inflation that we haven't seen for decades. And when people are concerned about holding a fiat currency that might be inflating and thus devaluing, they're looking at how can I hold other assets that won't have that same inflationary dynamics. So, look, I'm not here to predict exactly where the crypto markets will be next year, but I think if you step back and take a long view, a 5-year view, a 10-year view, these are real technologies that are fundamentally reworking how our financial infrastructure works. And I'm very bullish and very optimistic about what that. We're seeing pretty good progress despite a slow-moving judicial process in the federal courts. Clearly we're seeing good questions asked by the judge, and I think the judge realizes this is not just about Ripple. This will have broader implications, and I think that's a very good thing. I'm hopeful that certainly in 2022 there'll be closure here. But look, I think seeing countries like the UAE provide leadership. I mentioned Japan and Singapore and Switzerland. Ultimately, we need those things on a global basis. And if you look at the macro trend line for crypto regulation globally, you're seeing it's moving very much in a positive direction. That's not to say there are countries like, say, China or India that have at times stepped back and had concerns. But in general, the direction of travel is very positive.
We certainly want to see banks succeed in this new world order. We certainly want to see banks succeed in this new world order.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And we have Cramer on the Metaverse. Says it's an industrial play. Is he correct? We know it is, because we know that you're going to be working inside of that Metaverse. But it also for gaming, to move those millennials and Generation Z inside of the virtual world. And we have Brad Garlinghouse speaking of inflation. And guys, we know this inflation is controlled. We know the central banks is controlling it all. They printed all this money to build this fourth industrial revolution, where the robots and algorithms and drones replace humanity in the workforce. And then also Brad Garlinghouse states that by next year, the case should be over. And guys, is he correct? Yes, because we already know ISO is here. We know the Ripple movie, and that's exactly what it is, just a movie. Remember, your life is an illusion, and TV is your reality. And we know Brad Garlinghouse is nothing but an actor for the bigger play. What did he say out his own mouth? We're here to make sure the New World Order succeeds. And where is Ripple? In Asia, the Middle East. It's all part of the plan. And we see the Turkish lira is going to start a chain reaction globally. And what is the fix for the central banks? That's right. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Remember, crypto means hidden message. These cryptos are not for you. They're for the robots, algorithms, and drones. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows. When it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
A major currency move to tell you about, the Turkish lira plunging to a record low. Steve Leisman joins us now with more. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Joe, yeah, we have some charts that you don't see that often. Turkey providing the world a lesson this morning of what happens when a central bank loses its independence. Take a look here. The Turkish lira crashing this morning against major currencies after Turkish President Erdogan applied pressure on the central bank to cut rates, and the central bank, of course, complied several days ago. It now takes, what is it now, 12 point something. That's going down. Now I'm looking at it the other way. 12.7 Turkish lira to buy a dollar. As recently as September, it was around 8 and change. Now, this one you don't see often either. The central bank has cut rates by 400 basis points or 4 percentage points since September, while inflation has risen from 8% to nearly 20%. They don't usually go their separate ways on policy rates and inflation. The largest move in the lira since the previous central bank chairman was dismissed back in March, and it comes after Erdogan called for lower rates. He said in an interview overnight, "I reject policies that will contract our country, weaken it, condemn our people to unemployment, hunger, and poverty." Erdogan said he wants a lower exchange rate to spur exports and investment. Of course, it means higher inflation and sharp declines in people's standard of living as foreign goods become dramatically more expensive. A place where, remember that, Joe, when I lived in Moscow, you'd go to work in the morning, a Snickers was 25 rubles, and then it would be 50 when you got back home.
It's like gobbledygook.
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.